In Lesson 8.8, we're going to talk about transformations. So there's a bunch of words we're going to talk about here. So first, a transformation of a figure is moving a figure by sliding, flipping, oopsie, or rotating. Those are the three ways we're going to try to move a shape. So the new figure is called the image of the original. Okay, so the first way is a translation or a slide. Okay, and that is when a figure moves to another place but keeps its size and its direction. Whoops. Okay, so let's look at this example. So see this weird looking shape X? All we did is slide it over here. So it still is the same size. The point is still pointing up. So figure Y is a translation of figure X because all we did was slide it. Okay, so translation is the first one. The next one is a reflection. And a reflection, oops, come with me, there we go. Reflection is like a flip. So it's when a figure is reflected or flipped over a line. And the line can go any which way, but if there's a line and we took a shape where these little guys were pointing outwards, flipped it over, now they're facing the other way, that is a reflection. Kind of like when you look in a mirror, everything's backwards. That's because your image has been flipped or reflected. This line right here is just called a line of reflection. Nothing fancy. It's called exactly what it does. Okay, so translation, we slide. Reflection is a flip. And the last one is a rotation. A rotation is like a turn. Oh, I didn't fill in a box up there, did I? Sorry. Come back. Figure B is a reflection of figure A. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go back down. Okay. A little slow today. Alright, a rotation or a turn is when a figure is rotated around a point. And you guessed it, that point is called a point of rotation. And that's pointing to this little dot in the middle here. Okay, so we're rotating this big letter P, rotating it around this little point. Now, you always rotate what's called clockwise. Because it's like this is the direction of a clock. So a clock, you know, the hands follow this way around, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so we're always going to rotate clockwise. If you go 90 degrees, that's going to be a quarter of the circle because we're making a circle. And a circle is 360 degrees. So 90 degrees is a quarter turn. 180 is halfway around, so you just flip it upside down. 270 degrees is 3/4 around, and 360 degrees would be right back where you started. Okay, so rotating, you're just turning it around a point. All right, let's try some examples. Now, we got to take a look at what happened here, and we have to say what type of translation this is. Well, first, yes or no, what is it a translation? Oh, wait, sorry, I'm thinking transformation. Okay, so translations. Translation means slide. So, does it look like this figure got slid over to this place? Nothing changed. It's still facing the same way. It's still the same size. Yes. Now, another thing. So, 1, you have to name it. 2, you have to draw it. So, draw the reflection over the given line. So, you can see they drew this dotted line here. A nice way to do that is to use the grid to count boxes. That's what this is saying over here. Just count boxes to the line. So, this far end of the shape is 1, 2, 3 boxes away from the line of reflection. So I go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to redraw that. Let me change my color actually. Let's go red. Check that out. Okay. So I draw it. Now this is 2 wide and it's 1 space away, so 2 wide. I have the same on the top. Then I come down for a space, over, and out, and down. So you can see I just drew the same shape, but I made it backwards on the other side of the line. That's drawing a reflection. Alright, and the last one. We have to tell whether this is a rotation of the shape at the right. If it is, give the angle of rotation. Now, what's easier for me to do is to go ahead and draw, because this gets all hard to look at. So if this is, here's my, waiting for my iPad to catch up here. Okay, here we go. Let's say this is my point of reflection. Okay? This is either 0 degrees or 360 degrees, because that's the same way the shape looks. If I take this and rotate it down 90 degrees, now it'll go here, then it'll go down, and then it'll go over, so this will be my 90 degrees. I take it again, straight down, and over, and then that piece goes the opposite way. So this would be 180 degrees. And then lastly, here, here, and here, and that would be 270 degrees. All right, so now I drew all my rotations here. So, in A, does this match any of the ones I drew? Looks like a Z. Yeah, I got a Z happening over here. Well, that was 90 degrees. This one, do I have that type of looking shape? No, I do not. So that is a no. Lastly, a backward Z. Do I have a backward Z in my picture? I don't. So, nope, it is not. Now, I guess actually this one could also be, I guess it could also be 270. Because these are both Z's, right? Those are both nice Z's, so it's hard to tell which one it would be. So I could take, given this shape, the way they drew it, I would take either of these. All right. So now in the quick checks, they've just followed the examples that we just did. Is the second figure a translation of the first figure? Yes or no? Number 2, try to draw that trapezoid reflected over the line. And 3, tell whether each figure is a rotation of the shape at the right. And they don't ask you to give the degrees. They just want to know, can you rotate that original shape and get the picture that they show without having to flip it. So you can't flip it to make it match. Rotation, you just have to turn it around. Okay, so answer those and we'll check your work in class.